Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the story of the Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time, there was a merchant. He had three beautiful daughters. One time, he had to go to another place so that he can do his work. And he asked each and every of his daughters, that is all the three daughters, what presents they want when he is coming back from his work. The first daughter said that she wanted a brocade dress, which is so very beautiful and grand. The second one said that she wanted a pearl necklace. And the third one, the name of the third daughter was Beauty, and she was the youngest, the prettiest, and the sweetest of all the three, said to her father, if you can, please bring me a rose, and it should be picked specially for me. And the merchant said okay to all his three daughters. He went on his business, and he completed his business, and he was returning home. At that time, there was a sudden storm, and his horse could not travel further. And it was also very cold, and he was very, very tired. And so the merchant thought that he will not be able to reach an inn where he can be safe and he can take rest. But even though he was just traveling and it was very difficult to travel also, at that time he saw a bright light shining in the middle of the wood. So he went near it, and as he came, he saw that the light had come from a castle. It was a big palace. And he thinks, okay, this is a very big palace, and it is stormy and it is so cold. I hope they'll give me shelter for this night. So he went near the door, and when he went near the door was open. So he shouted to ask if anyone is inside, but no one came there to greet him. Then he got some courage and he went inside, and still he was calling out, is anyone there? I am so and so, and all that. And then he came to a table in the main hall. And on the table there was a splendid dinner which was already served. Now this merchant was so very cold, and he was so very tired, and he was still shouting, calling the owner of the castle. But no one came, and since he was starving, he sat down and he started eating the food. And after having the food, a bit of his tiredness went out, but he was nicely, like he had quenched his hunger. He was feeling sleepy. But even then, he should know who's in the palace, because the palace was open. So he went and he saw upstairs everywhere. All the rooms were very magnificent, and the halls were there. And there was a fire in the first room, and inside the room there was a soft bed. Now he had eaten very nicely, and when he saw the bed, he just couldn't resist. He went and lay down on the bed, and immediately he fell asleep. And he woke up only the next morning. And he woke up, he saw that there was a mug of steaming coffee and some fruits next to his bedside, but he did not know who kept it there. So the merchant took that breakfast, and then he tidied himself. He had a bath and all that, and he went downstairs so that he can thank the person who has been very generous to him. But just like how the previous day he could not see anyone, in this morning also he was not able to see anyone. And he felt that it was all very strange. So he thought, okay, maybe I'll go around the palace and the garden to see where his horse is and whether he can see the person also. And as he was going near the tree where he had tied the horse, he saw a big rose bush, and that reminded him of what his third daughter Beauty had asked, because he had promised Beauty that he will bring her a rose. And he went and he just plucked a rose, one rose. At that moment, instantly, out of the rose garden came a horrible beast. The beast was wearing splendid clothes, but its eyes were bloodshot with anger. And it looked at him in a terrified voice. It said, you ungrateful man, I gave you shelter, you ate in my table, you slept in my bed, but you have no thanks. You had tried to steal my favorite flowers. Now I am going to kill you. Hearing this, the merchant trembled, and he fell on his knees before the beast, and he said, please please forgive me, don't kill me. I have to say one thing, the rose is not for me, I did not steal for me. It was for my daughter Beauty. I had promised my daughter that I'll bring her a rose when I'm coming back. Now the beast, on hearing what he said, he dropped his paw, and he looked at the man and he said, okay, merchant, I will spare your life, but on one condition. You must bring your daughter and leave her here. Now the merchant was so frightened, and he was very sure that if he says, "No, I will not bring my daughter here," this beast will kill him. So he promised that he will bring his daughter and leave her there, and he reached home in tears. The moment the three daughters saw the merchant, they ran and came and they greeted him. But he told whatever happened to him when he was coming back. And Beauty told him, "Don't worry, dear father, I will do anything for you. And you have to keep your promise, and you have to save your life. So take me to the castle, and I will stay there in your place. Instead of you, I will be there." The merchant hugged his daughter because he knew that she loved him a lot, and for that only she's doing this. And he says, "See, I know I never did doubt your love for me. I know that you always love, and I can only thank you for saving my life." And then he took Beauty to the castle. And the beast, however, had quite an unexpected greeting for the girl. Instead of the doom and angry person whom the father had seen, now the beast was very, very pleasant. And in the beginning, Beauty also was afraid of the beast because it was so very ugly and like a monster. And it was so horrible, but slowly all her horror went as time passed. And she was given one of the finest rooms in the castle, and both of them sat for hours, and she will be doing embroidery in front of the fire, and the beast would sit for hours on end, only a little distance away from her, and it will be gazing at her. Then they started speaking a few kind words, and soon Beauty discovered that she was actually enjoying the conversation with the beast. And as the days went by, the Beauty and the beast, they became good friends. And then one day the beast asked the girl to be his wife. And this surprised Beauty because she did not expect the beast to ask her to marry. And how can she marry an ugly monster? She would rather die than that. But at the same time, she did not want to hurt the beast because the beast had been very kind to her when she was staying there. And at the same time, she knows very well that it had spared her father's life only for her sake, and she owed it to her. She said, "See, I cannot say yes, uh, even though I would like to." But the breeze stopped her, and it knew. It said, "I understand. I am not offended by your refusal." And then they continued to live the life in the same way. And after that, he did not propose to her. And one day, the beast presented Beauty with a magnificent magic mirror. And when Beauty peeped into the mirror, she could see her family, which was far away. And now the beast said, "Now you will not feel lonely because this gift is with you. You can always see your family who is far away from here." And one day she began to feel worried. And the beast found her weeping beside the magic mirror. So it asked her kindly, as always, what is wrong. That time Beauty said, "My father is very sick and he is almost going to die. And I only wish I could see him again before he dies." But the beast only shook its head, saying, "No, you will never leave this castle." And it walked out in anger. But, however, after some time it returned and spoke solemnly to the girl. "See, if you promise that you will return in 7 days' time, I will let you go and visit your father." Hearing this, the Beauty was so happy that she fell in the beast's feet in delight. And she said, I promise, I'll definitely come. I know you are very kind, and you have made a loving daughter so happy." And she goes to her father, and actually, her father had fallen sick only because he knows that his daughter Beauty is kept as a prisoner in the beast palace. And when he saw her again, he embraced her, and soon he started recovering, and Beauty stayed with him for hours on end. And she told about all her life in the castle and explained how Beast was really good and kind. And slowly the days passed, and the merchant was able to get up from the bed, and he was all right again. And Beauty was so happy that she forgot that she had to return in 7 days. And after the seventh day, one night, she woke up from a terrible dream. She dreamt the beast was dying and calling for her in agony. It was saying, come back to me." It was pleading to her. And then she remembered the promise which she had made, and so she drove from her home immediately. And she told the horse, "Hurry, hurry, hurry, good horse." And whipping her steed, she came fast to the castle, afraid that she was too late. and she rushed up the stairs calling, but there was no reply. Now, in fear, her heart was in her mouth because she understood that she actually loved the beast a lot. And Beauty ran into the garden, and there she saw the beast, almost its eyes shut as though it was dead. Beauty threw herself in the beast, and she hugged it tightly, and she said, "Don't die, don't die. I will marry you." And hearing these words, a miracle took place. The beast at least not turned magically into the face of a handsome young man. And he said, "See, I've been longing for this moment. And I was actually suffering in silence because I could not tell you this secret. An evil witch turned me into a monster, and it had told me that only the love of a maiden willing to accept me as this beast could transform me back into my real self. And my dearest, I'll be so happy if you'll marry me." Then the wedding took place shortly after that. From that day on, the young prince would have nothing but roses in his garden, and that is why to this day the castle is known as the Castle of Rose, and they lived happily ever after, and the story ends here. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.